So let's move on. 2002, you guys released the album Does This Look Infected? Three singles, Still Waiting, The Hell Song, and Over My Head, Better Off Dead. Still Waiting goes platinum, The Hell Song goes gold. The album sells over 4.5 million copies. Did you guys feel a ton of pressure trying to follow up the previous album that was insanely successful?
I think so, because there was no break. We went straight from all killer and touring pretty hard for a year, and then straight into that album. It was and it was a bit of a departure too, because we didn't want. I think the label was like, do more Into Deeps, but we didn't want to. So we were like, no, we want to go in a different direction. And I vaguely remember showing somebody Still Waiting, and they're like, what are you doing?
This is heavier and more aggressive, right?
Heavier, you know, more raw. And I mean, it's a more badass song, that's for sure. But it doesn't sound like the other ones so much. But that's what we did. Still Waiting might be one of my favorite songs in the video. I love. I think that's my other favorite video. Hell Song, great song. I don't like the song quite as much, but I love the video. The idea for the video is hilarious. Two Glassfeld videos. So Into Deep, Fat Lip, Still Waiting, and Hell Song, all Mark Glassfeld. The Hell Song music video is hysterically funny. I mean, it's so ridiculously funny. And it's us playing with dolls. And that's what he sent as the treatment. He didn't, because normally they write a treatment on it send you that. He just sent us a VHS while we were on tour. And it was just him off screen, but you could see his hands playing with dolls. And he was like, what if the whole video is just hands playing with dolls? And we're like, that's amazing. And I think that one was nominated for an MTV award. I think that album was one of those things where it was stressful. It was done kind of in a rush. There were production problems and whatever. But that is my favorite Sum 41 record. That's the one I like. It's the closest one to the kind of music that I listen to, you know. But in I just think that's a good one, and it's short and sweet. It's 30 minutes, I think. Each song's kind of a banger, and yeah, I mean, I'm proud of that one. It was a level up in musicianship. I think it's got great lyrics and great choruses and melodies. I think the guitar playing is great, bass, all that. It's a great record. I think it's cool. It's not as big or as popular as All Killer, but I don't care. I listened to all of them a few months ago and did a video about that. And All Killer was my fourth favorite, So
I watched the
but
video.
that's my
I remember you said
yeah.
All Killer, a little filler, something like
There's
that.
a little bit of filler, a little bit of filler. In hindsight, but I'm proud of that one as well. I just like Does This Look Infected better. And then those tours were great. It was a lot of fun, but I got to admit, it's kind of a blur. I don't fully remember everything in detail.
Well, this is three albums in 3 years. Like it's probably just a hot mess of
Yeah, we were
activity.
partying and drinking and, flying all over the place. You're in a different city every day. I mean, it all sort of morphs into one amorphous memory.
And why is the Hell Song called the Hell Song? So I know the lyrics, everybody's got their problems. So is it everyone with their problems are going through hell? Is that why the Hell Song? Or
Well, the song's about how a friend of ours contracted HIV. And so, I mean, Derek wrote the song. So I think the title might sort of describe the experience of what that was like. I think. I don't know the actual answer. That's what I'm guessing. But again, in true, or at least early Sum 41 fashion, we have this extremely heavy song and we do a completely ridiculous video. Um,
is
but
that a
I
way
would
to
say
balance out the two? Like a perfect
I
kind of
just,
middle ground?
not everybody can pull it off, but we could. And I just think if we did the serious video, I don't think people would be watching the video anymore. because it doesn't have that like. Have you seen that video? Like you always need something where they're like, "Have you seen that? What is that?" And it's not like, "Have you seen that?" It's so shocking and base. Like it's actually this hilarious, self-deprecating, um, relatable concept because we made videos like that before we were signed. We would make stop motion music videos and stuff like that. I think a lot of people did that. So it felt like something that was hooky, funny, and also relatable. That's way better than a literal interpretation of the lyrics presented as a video. That would be boring. No one would watch it.
I just remembered now the everybody's got their problems and it's Lars with Napster in the
Yeah.
video. I just remember that now that the first time I saw that, remember thinking like that's so funny that you guys actually touched on that, which is like a faux pas for musicians.
If you watch the video and you were around then, it's like a snapshot of early 2000s culture in so many ways. And that was what it needed to be. It couldn't just be random doll playing. Beneath the dolls, we're commenting on all these things that were happening in popular culture all the time. And there's tons of them. Klassfeld came up with most of them. We came up with our own and would send him ideas, and he would go, "Oh, that's a good one." And we kind of collaborated together. And it's funny. It's great. It's clever, and you want that. You want that. I think it helps if you just can find something that sets it apart.
Around that album, you guys win your first Juno Award for Group of the Year. For those listening from outside of Canada, the Junos are the equivalent of the Grammys here. What did that first Juno Award win mean to you? Just knowing that your country acknowledges your hard work and your talent.
Well, it's nice to win. My memory is that we kept losing all the time, so we won that one, and then we just kept losing to
I
Nickelback.
thought I wouldn't mention all the nominations before that.
Hey, yeah, it's fine. We at one
I
point.
came in
Chad
with just the
Kroger.
win here. Yeah.
No, forget that stuff. Funny. So then, so Chad Kroger kept getting these awards. This is one thing I remember about losing. And then he would go, "I just want to share this award with our brothers in Sub 41." And at one point, I was like, "You don't have to do that. Like you have that. You won that one. We've got this one. We got one over here." I'm not a big award guy, you know. So the thing I remember more about the Junos in those days was that everybody used to show up in a black car or a black SUV. And we were like, and then what you would do is you would sit in the car in a long queue of cars waiting for your black car to show up on the red carpet. And we were like, this is dumb. Like, what's something fun we could do? And so we kept thinking of fun ideas and ways to show up to the Junos or whatever award show we were going to. One time we went on bikes. One time we just walked up. One time we went in a rickshaw. One time we in for the MTV 20th anniversary we went in a Gremlin, like those cars from the 70s that used to explode. And so we would always try and find a stupid way to show up at the award show because, again, they're silly. They're silly events, right? And so we would sort of embrace the silliness. And those are my favorite memories of those award shows is showing up in like a ridiculous clown car, tumbling out, and then you do the red carpet, and then you go in and you have to sit through this thing, and then afterwards you go get drunk with Burton Cummings.
Final two things about this album. It was number 28 on Rock Sound's list of the 51 most essential pop punk albums of all time. And Ultimate Guitar described the album as a fantastic example of merging pop punk with thrash and alt metal, saying the band perfected the art of combining punk rock and metal.